What do network executives consistently get wrong about comedy?
I'm waiting for this.
Nothing.
Which networks?
Yeah,
Let's get to it. Comedy Central.
I know. Okay, first of all, oh gosh, okay. I think there's a certain network out there that is very nervous about putting female leads on their network. It's been 5 years or so since they had one, and they're like, well, it didn't work, so we're too scared, and now we got a new one, we'll test that out. It's like, but there's been other male-driven comedies that didn't work, but just still went with males again. If they take a risk on something different and it works, then they're geniuses. And if they take a risk on something different and it fails, then they're fired. So it's just like everybody just sort of wants to ride the middle ground, and nobody knows what's gonna stick or hit, so they just try to reproduce hits from the 90s over and over again to play it safe. But comedy evolves, and so I just wish they would take chances.
Technically, I'm on FX and Comedy Central right now, and I've found both of them.
Wow!
It's not a brag if you say it very casual. I think truly there's as much competition on the network side as there is on the talent side. They can't meddle as much because talent will go elsewhere. There are other places. It used to be like if you didn't get a show on Comedy Central or HBO, that was it. If you weren't on network TV, that was it, you know? And I think that there are more venues now, and my experience is they've been quite laid back on FX and Comedy Central, letting funny people do their show. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And there are a lot more factors of, you know, being a woman or things that are somewhat, you know, I luckily don't have to deal with, but I think that there's more competition out there, and I think that lends to people having to, you know, let you do your vision.
Does Daily Show get any notes at all?
What?
Does Daily
From
Show
Comedy Central? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. It's such a well-oiled machine.
I've actually heard, I know this is, I've heard
maybe.
that like Jon Stewart doesn't know he's on Comedy Central. That like he wouldn't take any notes. Like he does his own thing. Seems like the best.
I don't think there's time for notes.
I've heard that he just
It is
like
his
6
own.
months after he took over, he just stopped returning their calls, and they were just like, oh, okay. Like if you're successful, you can do that.
Well, I don't know what they'd have to talk about on the phone.
George W. Bush.
I mean, about what?
Cecily, when do you give Lauren notes?
Every day. There's a suggestion box that someone is not emptying
It's just piling out?
Yeah.
Like tissues?
Yeah, but I'm still doing it.
Is that real? Is there really a suggestion box?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Because imagine, I mean, what is your interaction with Lauren been?
Really great. Love him. We have a contract, you know. It's been good. I think that he's very good at what he does. And so that's the number one thing. I really, really respect him.
Does he give you like comedy like advice? Like, because I remember working on Fallon, we talked to him a couple times where he would just throw out these nuggets that I was like, oh, I need to remember that forever. Or does he kind of treat you more like kind of talent and always trying to just like keep you in it, or is he?
Oh no, not like in a gentle way. No, it's nothing. It's mainly like he'll say something and it's just like, well, he's probably right, and that's what it is. And so even if I'm like, huh, he's probably right, especially for that show.